Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am going to do a little news with love this morning, and it's going to be related to the weather. So let's get started. There's been some really weird weather patterns lately in this whole world. I've been watching it all over Twitter, all over the news, in my local area. It's crazy. So for this weekend in this local area, on the Gulf Coast, Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas, all of us are under a tropical storm watch. And the tropical storm is actually forming like less than 100 miles south of the Alabama coast or near around the Florida Panhandle. And so it's kind of very, very strange to me, because you don't usually get tropical storm like so close to land create and then go up into land. It usually comes down a little farther, it goes farther south and then comes up to the Gulf of Mexico. But in general, it's just strange, but luckily it's not going to be hitting us exactly, supposedly, on the predictions, which you never know about the predictions. They could be false, they could be real, who knows. But the predictions say that it's going to be hitting Louisiana or Texas, and we're going to be praying for all those people because they've been getting hit hard year after year for a few years now. And I feel really bad for especially New Orleans area and Texas area. It was really bad, especially during I think it was Hurricane Harvey that went through there 2 years ago. It was really bad, flooding, people just tons of homes flooded, ruined, people having to redo them or not being able to live in their homes, which that's just strange. And it didn't really happen here. And then there was horrible hurricanes all last year that hit Florida, just horrible. Hurricane Irma, I think a couple other little tropical depressions and stuff. And then another hurricane hit right into like Destin and Panama City and just tore that place up. And we have not gotten affected. We are very, very, very lucky here on the Alabama Gulf Coast. I'm very happy that we haven't gotten affected that bad. Of course, we've gotten rain and thunderstorms and lightning and all that, but you get that all the time. Some other weird weather that I have noticed lately across the country has been flooding in Washington, D.C. Weird. I mean, super flooded. That was just 2 days ago. And it was flooding actually inside of the White House basement. They had pictures on Twitter. Crazy. Drain that swamp. For real this time. It's draining. Or it's flooding and then gonna drain. I don't know how you could explain that. Like a day or two ago in Italy, there was hail the size of orange balls, or oranges, not orange balls, oranges. And that would really hurt if it hit you, I can tell you. But actually in Mexico, I'm not sure what part of Mexico, they had the hugest hailstorm I've ever seen. And I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this on Twitter. I saw it, and it was insane. It was literally covering all the way up to an 18-wheeler truck. And then it was melting because it was so hot. And this is just happening in the past week or two or so. And it was so hot because it's the middle of summer and you get this huge hailstorm that's literally like pounds of snow pretty much. And it has flooded the place because it's melting. It's blowing my mind. What kind of weather? How could this be? Los Angeles and California. I mean, Los Angeles, California, San Francisco. I think there's this place. What are they calling it? Ridgecrest or something like that. But all over California, they've been having earthquakes. They had a huge earthquake that lasted 50 minutes at 7.0 magnitude. Or it might have been 7.1, but it was extreme. And then after that, there was over 1,400 shocks in the 2 days after it, aftershocks. So people were sleeping outside, scared to death of another earthquake. They have a state of emergency for the state of California right now. And a lot of people on Twitter are like, oh, watch out. California's just going to slide right off eventually, and who knows, I might be gone tomorrow. But slide off into the water, into the ocean. But then they've had horrible fires there for years after years now, and that's crazy. And then what, 2 or 3 years ago, they had a huge fire in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and then they had fires in Florida, I think, last year. But it's crazy how all this horrible weather is everywhere, and it's not for us. We have had one little weird weather thing in the past couple weeks. The Sahara Desert is in Africa, and for some reason, the dust billowing over the desert moves in the air. Well, it has moved all the way across the ocean over into the Gulf, and the Sahara Desert dust is all up into the atmosphere. So it's causing us to have tons of different issues around here, especially with the air quality. And it's hard to breathe. But, and they said that's helped us not get any hurricanes this year. Cool, but I don't want to have to not be able to breathe because of the Sahara Desert sandstorm in the atmosphere above us. But oh well. So yeah, there's some weird things going on. The thing I can think is California has some crazy crap going on lately. Really crazy, actually. With the sex pedophilia ring in Hollywood and MK Ultra and all that. So maybe God's saying, these people need a little wake-up call. And then in Washington, of course, there's so much crooked stuff going up in Washington. Of course, they need a little flood or two, right? And Mexico, who knows what kind of horrible things are going on down there, but everybody knows there's horrible stuff going on down there. It's almost a lawless land, and they're getting hailstorms. And then Italy's getting hailstorms, and they're probably a little crooked over there too. So I guess the people that are just normal in Alabama and stuff, and we trying to be good old, regular old people and nice and not do too much illegal stuff, then we're being treated good from the weather. And the weather likes to hit the places that are doing the worst in their times of history. But I'm glad that I could tell you guys a little bit about this weather. Maybe you guys could tell me a little bit about some weather that you know or in your area that's just strange, and give me some updates, and I can update some other people. But also, let me know what you think about all this crazy weather. It's really crazy. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And I hope you guys have a great day.